Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So this from John Deaton here on Twitter. China is playing 3D chess while the US is playing checkers. How is the US's plan to have a plan by 2024 coming? And what he's referring to, guys, is this article here with regards to the Biden administration and their concerns over the long-term effects of the digital yuan. So President Joe Biden's administration is reportedly troubled by the long-term effects a digital yuan may have on the dollar status as the world's reserve currency. According to a Sunday report by Bloomberg citing unnamed sources, officials at multiple governmental departments are increasing efforts to better understand possible threats posed by China's initiative. Officials at the U.S. Treasury, State Department, Pentagon, and National Security Council are reportedly unfazed by the short-term impact of the digital yuan or China's digital currency electronic payment, the DCEP system, may have on the dollar. However, challenges to the U.S. global reserve currency status over the long term are a major concern. Officials have begun ramping up their efforts to understand how the digital yuan will be distributed and whether it works around trade sanctions, according to the report. So this is saying that reportedly the Biden administration is very, very concerned. However, this is only one side of the story, and I want to bring some optimism to this video, and I'm hypothesizing here, but could it be that the US knows exactly how they're going to play this game, that they do indeed have their ducks in a row, and they're just not letting the common people know? I'll explain what I mean as I keep going. So wanted to thank John Deaton for posting that. Okay, let's start with this. JAMMINJKAYZ posted this. Fed Faster Payment Task Force gives Ripple a vote of confidence for next gen of global payments. This article was from Ripple's Insights blog back in July of 2017, so several years ago now. And it said, today, after 2 years of work, the Fed released its Faster Payments Task Force action plan for bringing faster payments to the United States, highlighting Ripple's ability to underpin the next generation of cross-border payments. Set up in 2015 after the Fed recognized the need to spur improvements in payments, the task force brought together a diverse group of 320 stakeholders, including banks, regulators, end users, and technology companies to create a roadmap for modernizing the U.S. payments infrastructure. So again, this was the introduction, okay, back in 2017. Since then, a lot more developments have been made. We've heard about advancements like FedNow, so on and so forth. Of course, since then, Ripple has been slapped with a lawsuit by the SEC. And so I'm sure some of you guys are thinking, well, if the U.S. government wants to use Ripple's XRP and wants to, utilize this superior American technology for, a new system for global payments, why would the same government, the U.S. government, be suing Ripple and slow this whole process down? And I'm going to answer that with this. The U.S. government isn't the most efficient. I mean, no government is really that efficient, if I were to be honest and if I were to be truthful. There's a lot of redundancy in government, and, even David Schwartz mentioned, why are there so many bodies that we have to answer to when it comes to the regulation of this thing that we call XRP? There's FinCEN, they're already deeming it as a currency, but now the SEC is saying it's security because, allegedly Ripple has treated it like a security. There's the escrow. There's so much going on here, and I think that at the heart of it, this is one of the bigger problems that we have to navigate, the redundancy and the inefficiency of government. But I think once we can get past this, once XRP is free and clear, the US will move along in an efficient way, and they'll already have the technology available. So I also just wanted to bring this up real quick. This from MARTINCPVALK. He tagged me in this, and this is a great little infographic with countries around the world and where they're at with regards to their CBDC research and pilot projects. So as you guys can see here, purple indicates research, retail, and wholesale. You can see most of Europe is in that category. Parts of Scandinavia, we've got South Africa down here. Of course, parts of Southeast Asia, which is a big region for that. We've got Australia here and Canada in purple. And then retail research. We've got the United States still in retail, Russia, along with some parts of Africa and some parts of Europe still. We've got Brazil down here, along with some other countries. And retail pilot ongoing. So we've got China with that and Sweden in here. Other countries clearly at different stages in this, but we are definitely seeing progress. And I think that this just illustrates that very clearly. But don't let this fool you. The United States could be further ahead than we anticipate. All right, I'm also going to bring up this tweet here from XRP Kingland here on Twitter. Now, this is a discussion with Christine Lagarde and an Israeli scholar named Yuval Noah Harari, and he talks about broad concepts of money. Of course, this was from 2018, but I just wanted to play you guys this real quick. Here's what he has to say.
One other important stories concern, as we mentioned earlier, money and the nature of money. And there are many attempts to create new kinds of money today. Again, whether it succeeds or not, I don't know. But what I can say is that any understanding of money should start with realizing that money is made of trust. So I don't know what will be the money in 50 years, but it will be made of trust, not of distrust. If people are thinking of new kinds of money, which are based on distrusting institutions or distrusting governments, it's going against thousands of years of history.
Did you notice when he was talking about new kinds of money over here, Christine Lagarde looked over her shoulder and kind of smiled? Do you think she was looking at Brad Garlinghouse? Okay, I'm just kidding around. But you heard what he said, right? This new kind of money has to be formed around trust. And, historically, people haven't trusted their governments, and governments have been in charge of the monetary supply. So will this new kind of money, i.e. cryptocurrency, be part of this new monetary system? Well, there's lots of evidence to suggest that it already is being implemented in the new monetary system. It's just a matter of who is participating and how broadly the monetary system will be revamped. I also wanted to mention that this discussion was again from 2018 from a series that was called the SDR Futures series. So I think that's important to note as well. Let me continue, guys. Okay, so just yesterday, Ripple tweeted this out. CBDCs have the power to enhance global trade and financial inclusion. Our white paper provides central banks with the framework for implementing CBDCs and guidance for ensuring global interoperability. You can download it here. And I'm just going to go to the Ripple website here. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to download it and read it to you guys, but if you want to download it, you can download it. This basically states that this will be defining transformations of the history of money, how the underlying technology is implemented and monetary policies are set over the coming decade, will determine whether sovereign bank digital assets open the door to enhance global trade and financial inclusion or maintain the siloed, inefficient, and inequitable status quo. This white paper provides central banks with the framework for implementing CBDCs and guidance to ensure global interoperability, i.e. XRP and RippleNet, the cornerstone of success for CBDCs. You can download your copy here. Notice how Ripple is also using terms like inequitable status quo. We know the World Economic Forum's mandate is for equality across the globe. We also know that the World Economic Forum has Ripple listed on their website specifically, the only cryptocurrency company that has a dedicated page, at least to my knowledge. If there is another, please do put it down in the comments or tag me on Twitter with that resource. But as far as I can tell, Ripple is the only one, a cryptocurrency company that deals in payments, that shares the same ideology as the World Economic Forum, that is listed officially on the World Economic Forum's website. Now, I also wanted to read you guys this. This also brought up by JAMMINJKAYZ here on Twitter. If you guys aren't following him, I do suggest you give him a follow. And he credits Brother and Jealous on this post. And this was posted back in May of 2020. So note that date, guys. The SEC lawsuit had not happened yet. XRP was still being traded on the open market. There was no inclination or any kind of sense that XRP could even be deemed a security. All the American exchanges were listing it, business as usual. But let me read you this. So, again, back from May of 2020, the first sitting of the Bretton Woods Conference in July of 1944 aimed to achieve an agreement on the IMF. Enough consensus existed. The conference also achieved an agreement on the IBRD, the World Bank. At the BWC, J.M. Keynes proposed to establish an international clearing union, effectively a bank with its own currency, the Bancor or Bank Gold, exchangeable with national currencies at a fixed rate, as a way to regulate the balance of trade. At the time, Lionel Roberts stated it would be difficult to exaggerate the electrifying effect on thought throughout the whole relevant apparatus of government. Nothing so imaginative and so ambitious had ever been discussed. Since the financial crisis of 2007 to 2008, ambition and imagination by fintech organizations have become a currency unto themselves. In a speech delivered in March 2009 entitled Reform the International Monetary System, the governor of the People's Bank of China called Keynes's Bancor approach far-sighted, citing the Triffin paradox, conflict arising between short-term domestic and long-term international objectives for countries whose dollars serve as global reserve currency. So this is China obviously criticizing this because they realize the U.S. Does have an interest in this because the U.S. dollar is the global reserve currency, and proposed the adoption of the International Monetary Fund Special Drawing Rights, or SDRs, as a global reserve currency as a response to the financial crisis of 2007 to 2010. Let's also note, guys, that that this is around the time that Bitcoin was introduced. Okay, some think that Bitcoin is a government experiment. Others think that Satoshi Nakamoto was, just fed up with the current system, and ideologically he wanted to create a new type of currency, the people's currency. So that's up for debate, but that's just a sidebar to this. Let me continue on. On April 13, 2010, the Strategy, Policy, and Review Department of the IMF recommended the world adopt a global reserve currency, Bancor, and a global central bank to be established to administer such a currency. The IMF cautioned for the gradual shift of this new framework rather than a sudden change. He finishes this off by saying, "I truly believe the people are not meant to have XRP, and we will see a time when XRP is delisted from retail exchanges." Again, guys, this was from May of 2020. The SEC has brought a lawsuit upon Ripple, and US exchanges have indeed delisted XRP, or at least halted the trading for now. Perhaps it will be a buyback, exchange, redeem scenario, or perhaps a regulations issue. Regardless, the tech is now in place with a baked-in token. The snowball has been rolling for a decade. The ripples are becoming waves. So this posted May 2020. Fast forward to December 2020. Of course, we know what has happened with Ripple and XRP. Brother Angelus also references the Bretton Woods Conference of 1944. And if you guys don't remember, I did recently do a video with Janet Yellen suggesting that this could be a new Bretton Woods moment. And I don't know if you guys caught that video. I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner if you want to watch that. Let's go back to this tweet for a second. And, Ripple, right, on their Insights blog, promoting the fact that the Fed wants to introduce this new faster payments task force. So later on in this tweet thread, JAMMINJKAYZ posted this video, and he reiterates, remember, never to forget.
The Federal Reserve provided a joint account which enables the private sector operator to offer real-time payments. Moreover, today we're announcing our intent to explore the expansion of Fedwire Fund Service and National Settlement Service operating hours to support the efficiency of the joint account structure for the private sector RTGS service and to provide broader benefits. That said, the joint account structure, with its requirement of pre-funding and its settlement on a private ledger, is fundamentally different from the approach the Federal Reserve will use, which will enable transactions to settle directly between banks.
So essentially the takeaway here, public and private sector cooperation. And what if the pandemic didn't happen? Could this timeline have been accelerated in an alternate reality? Let me play you guys this clip.
Faster, ubiquitous, broadly inclusive, safe, and efficient payment system in the U.S. by 2020. Did I say 2020? Only 3 years from now? I sure did, echoing the 320 payments industry stakeholders that served on the task force.
So I forgot to mention JAMMINJKAYZ saying, what if the US is playing this game stealthily? And this gentleman here suggesting, this could be a reality by the year 2020. Well, of course, we know what has happened in 2020. This video clip was from 4 years ago now because he says 3 years in the future, this could be a reality. So is the US playing this stealthily? Perhaps, contending against a bit of governmental inefficiencies, XRP being held back currently in court. However, it's likely that we're going to see a settlement soon. And so will the United States be coming out of the gate furiously? And will XRP command a price of $30, $40, $50 in order to target those large value payments that we know are going to be critical to propel the US economy forward? That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.